12 months ago, if someone had told me we'll be looking at going to Australia in 12 months to be running in some Group 1 races, I would have laughed at them, you know. But the success we've had with Catalyst in such a short time is just a dream start.
Equine excellence personified at the line, Catalyst Too Good.
We're in Awamutu here in the heart of the Waikato. It's beautiful horse country here, and I left America about 16 years ago to be Robert Prescott's foreman, and he owns this property and I just use it. Yeah, I was foreman for Robert for 10 years before I decided to go out on my own as a breaker pre-trainer. I don't really have much of a background as growing up in racing. 10-year-old I was at Live-In Intermediate, and our vice principal had said that a local horse trainer, Errol Skelton, was looking for some afternoon help, and I didn't think much of it, but a mate of mine was quite keen on the job, so he wanted me to tag along to keep him company. And he was probably the tallest kid in school and I was the shortest, you know, so I didn't actually talk to Errol at the time, but he was up there talking to him, and Errol called me over after he was talking to him, because I was only a little fella, and he says, well, what about you, you know? I don't want to work with horses, I was only tiny, you know. But yeah, he says, oh look, it'll be ideal for you, you're short, you'd be an alright jockey with weight-wise, and I didn't even know what a jockey was at 10, you know. I had a little, I just enjoyed my times going home after school, I didn't want to go to work, you know, but no, as it turned out, I ended up starting with Errol Skelton and loved the game. Yeah, from 15 to 22, I guess I was riding. You know, I ended up riding over fences by the time I was 18. I put on a lot of weight quite quickly. I grew. I was 35 kilos at 15, and I was 62 kilos at 18. So I got heavy real quickly. But yeah, I had a lot of success over fences here and in America, and had a few rides in Australia. But unfortunately, I didn't get a winner over there. Yeah, the experience in the saddle before I became a trainer was a big asset. You know. I'd worked for some good Group 1 winning trainers, and I learned a lot from them, and I'm able to put it into my own program now and train my way, and it certainly does help out with feeling the horses myself, because it's obviously still ride them, you know, rather than just taking advice from other track riders. I can get on, I know when they're ready and how they feel.
Here he comes, Catalyst, let rip by Troy Harris. He's an equine masterpiece, he's fearless. Catalyst wins the 2,000 guineas by 3.
Yeah, we're very lucky to get a horse like Catalyst straight off the bat, really. 12 months ago, Ricky said to me from the Oak Stud, he'd like to leave a few more horses here to trial and race and sell the odd one, and Catalyst was, he was on the first float that arrived, so luckily he'd already been broken in. So the hard work had already been done for me, really. I just jumped on him and just educated him for the trials, and he just showed his ability from day one. He's easy to ride, he takes everything in his stride. Nothing seems to bother him. We've done plenty of travelling with him. He's licked the bowl every time we've gone away, and yeah, to have a horse like him, it takes a lot of stress off, that's for sure. He has dominated in all his races here. He hasn't just been winning them, you know, he's been winning them very easily. To be going to Australia, we've got to be confident with what he has done. Look, we've got to have Australia on the cards, but we're not going over there thinking it's going to be easy.